Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. And today I'm making a video about my three favorite Tesujis. This is a bit of a special video, and I hope you guys like this type of videos. So why don't we get started? So this is actually a game between Gu Li and Mi Yuting. So I guess if you play Go for a while, Gu Li needs no introduction. He is a world champion for many years. He was the best Chinese Go player for a long time. And Mi Yuting is also super strong. He invented Mies Joseki, which is the super crazy 3-3 variation. So he was the inventor of that. So you can see how strong he is. So in this game is played in 2013 in a very important match. For the last few moves, Gu Li as black throws in, white takes, and Gu Li makes a Kosumi, trying to fight white's group here and then the white's corner. So looks like the four white stones are in danger. If white decides to get out, he can tactically. If black wedges, white can go ahead and Atari, forcing black to connect, and then white will get out. So there's no way to actually capture white. The problem of white just simply getting out is that black will actually connect here. So this is a sente towards this group. If white does anything like this, black will wedge here. So now white is dead. White cannot, obviously he cannot do that. And then if white plays this one, just make sure as black you don't play this one because you don't have the liberty to do that. But black can actually just connect, and then there's no way for white to get out. So that would be game over right there, right? So if this happens, all of these stones are pretty much dead. So the problem of white just simply getting out without thinking is black will connect. Well, you might be wondering, well, why can't I just capture black? If black connects, we can just net everything. So black will not do that. The problem with this is that, remember, white's corner is also in danger. So black will go ahead and start a liberty fight. So just for my viewers to see very clearly, white now has 3 liberties and black has 1, 2, 3, 4. So even if white struggles, there's no use. It doesn't matter how you play, there's going to be 3 liberties. So you can play this way, I can throw in, it's going to be 3 liberties. No matter what you do, you won't have enough liberties. And then this is pretty much game over as well. So yeah, that's a very challenging situation for white actually, because what white has to do is to kill black. We said white cannot try to get out from here. White can also not play things like this. If you play things like this, I can just go ahead and pretty much kill white in here. So if you play like this, I think black can pretty much just just kill like this. It's very simple. Not much that white can really do. So white cannot defend the corner, white cannot defend the center. White has to go ahead and try to kill black. But let's look at a few options. If white pushes at R12, black is forced to connect. But now the problem is that white only has 3 liberties and black has 4. So that's not going to work out. If white pushes here, black will defend at t12. This is Ascente, and then now black can connect. And white just does not have the time to kill black, because if you play like this, I can just capture everything, right? By the time you get here, I can already capture, and your two groups are not connected. It's a co-connection, so that's pretty much disastrous for white as well. What else can white try? If you play out this one, black can simply connect here. So that is also not going to work out. So black already has 4 liberties and white has 3 outside. So white is going to die once again. What else can you try? Well, you can go ahead and play this one. But turns out that black can still connect. And there's no way to really, there's really no way to kill black here. If you play this one, I can play this one, and then because there's an extra liberty over here, white has to connect back, and then black can capture everything. But if you just peep here, black will start first, and then capture everything. And then even if white is connected, black got himself tremendous thickness. And this is pretty much game over because of how much influence this thick group has towards the left side. So really, none of this is going to work for white. So it looks like it's pretty much game over at this time, right? Guli just won with his strength. But Miyutin tells Guli, you know what, it's time for the young people to become champions. And next move, he plays the T11. This is one of my favorite Tesujis of all time, for sure. Very, very, I mean, if you need a definition of a Tesuji on the board, this move will be it, right? So nothing else works but this move, and it looks fancy. It looks fancy and it works. It's a real Tesuji. So with this T11, black is kind of in a weird spot. So if black plays the move like this, white is going to just go ahead and connect underneath. Now black is left with 2 liberties, and it's very hard to extend. If black plays this one, we can follow up. If you turn here, white can connect, and then black is always left with 2 liberties. What else can black try? Well, if black plays this one, white can go ahead and destroy the eye. And if black connects, white can block here, and then start filling in the liberties, and then black is dead. Because if black extends, we can just go ahead and Atari from behind, and then everything is killed. So if you try this one, white can once again go ahead and play out this one. So this is the same variation. And what else can you try? If you Atari, I can connect myself. That's no problem. If you start from the outside, I can already just kill everything. If you start from the inside, I can start filling liberties. And black only has 2 liberties and white has 3 liberties. So it turns out that black's best defense after this attach is to actually connect like this. When white plays this one, we can just throw in. And this is going to be a ko. And the black does not even have this co-threat. This is not a co-threat because white can just connect. And then black is left with 2 liberties. Despite the fact this is your Atari, but it's still not going to work. You're not going to get home. So this is an excellent move, and this is a very, very nice Tesuji. So that's my number one. Well, I mean, one of my favorite Tezujis that I want to show you guys. Really, really nice read by Mi Yuting, and then he later on became obviously one of the best players in the world. All right, so that's our first Tesuji. So next we will be looking at another game between Gu Li and Lee Sedol. So I mean, these two players are just they've been rivals for many, many years, and then they played so many games that I don't even remember how many games they played against each other. So let's take a look at their game. Gu Li is playing as white, and Lee Sedol is playing as black. So we can see that there's some weird stuff going on in here. We're not sure if it's really alive or dead for white. So let's look at what happened before this. So what happened is it looks like this is black's territory, and white decided to go in and just take the corner. And black defends with the Kosumi, which is slightly weird. I till this day I still don't know why Lee Sedol did not just block this 3-3 with this move. I was not sure what he was worried about. After all these years, watching this game over and over again, no one gave me an explanation as to why Lee Sedol did not kill white in this way, because this is how I would have played. Maybe he's worried a little bit about what's going on outside, but really, I mean, yeah, maybe the reading is way beyond my level. That's probably why. But Lee Sedol decides to play the Kosumi. All right, so then Lee Sedol decides to kill this way. Gu Li goes ahead and plays an Atari, and then plays a 2-space extension on the second line. Very tricky moves. I think this is an excellent move, not only looking at this weakness, but also some sort of connection underneath. And then they played a few moves. Black connects here, and then Gu Li plays a tiger's mouth. They exchange this. This is absolutely sente for black, and then Lee Sedol played a very, very nice Tesuji at T11. Right, this is an excellent way to kill white, and involves a lot of life and death reading behind this move. And obviously, Lee Sedol found this move because of his years of hard work and practice. Yeah, this is actually a nice Tesuji to kill white. But next, Gu Li decides to play a squeeze at P16, which is another very, very nice and fancy Tesuji that Gu Li is very good at. So I'm not going to go to the details of the reading, because the reading inside here is way beyond my level. It is very, very professional, and even professionals cannot, without the practice that Gu Li and Lee Sedol have throughout their lifetimes, it's really difficult to figure out what is going on locally, because there's so many things happening. Lee Sedol defends with O15, which is the accurate move. Because of the aji that these 3 stones have. Gu Li cuts, and then Lee Sedol defends, and now Gu Li decides to play out this J18, and then Lee Sedol mysteriously defends with this K19. That's because the reading inside here. So basically, this has to do with what's going on in here. So now Guli goes ahead and played out this one. So let's just take a look at what happened later in the game to show you why this exchange, right? So they played it out, and now Guli plays the turn here. It has to do with life and death in here. And Lee Sedol absolutely has to start killing the eye in here. So if he just plays like this, this is probably a problem already, right? So as we can see, white has enough space to live, which is why Lee Sedol has to break the eye. And now, when Guli captures, Lee Sedol throws back in, connects, and then black defends. And when white connects here, black needs to destroy the eye space. And now Guli gets out. But now, as we can see, if this happens, black's corner needs to live. So if black and black's best way to kill is to actually descend here. When white throws in, this doesn't really matter because now black can get himself home. There's no way for white to stop this getting home. So everything here is alive for black, and then everything here is dead for white. But you might be wondering, well, what if I just I block your connection? Well, now black can connect, so the corner is alive. And then if you jump here, because black has a stone at K19, he can go ahead and attach. And there's no way for white to live here. So you can already see the monstrous calculations that both player has. Imagine you don't have this stone, then that's going to be a problem. White is able to connect underneath. So let me show you what they read once again, because this is absolutely like inhuman amount of reading. So at this point, Guli read all that and then block here. But then so if Lee Sedol did not descend at K19, that would probably be game over. If he plays anywhere else, the same sequence is gonna happen. So white will take first. You have to throw in. I can connect here, and then black connects, and then the same sequence is going to happen. So when black descends here, white can just go ahead and block, forcing black to live. And now when white jumps here, that's going to be a problem. If you play this one, I can capture everything. And yeah, so that's going to be a big problem. So let me see. If black blocks here, white can just connect. And this is an eye. You cannot break this eye. So if you play this one, white will take. And when black defends this connection, white can go ahead and just make himself alive. And that's pretty much game over because that's like 50 points gone. So yeah, both players have to read really, really far. And that shows you how far they read when Guli plays the J18. So many Tesujis over here. I'm really curious as to which one is your favorite inside this in this game. I personally really like Lee Sedol's T11 kill onto this white group. It doesn't look like a Tesuji, but to me this is a Tesuji because it involves so much reading. Especially taking account of this potential squeeze at P16 that Guli played. This is actually the best defense against like, against Guli's, Aji in here. So, um, I mean, if you listen to any pro players who have played against Guli, and they will be very, very, they'll tell you how scary Guli is when it comes to making use of Aji. And the best way to defend is actually this descent. Um, so yeah, and now Guli is just, saying, okay, you read all that, let me test it out. And Lee Sedol says, no problem. Let me just defend with this move. And then they played a few things out. Guli realized, okay, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna go ahead and block here, forcing Lee Sedol to descend at K19. And then this is a 5-point profits, right? So if you do nothing, there's this monkey jump, but now there's no more monkey jump. And I can tell you that profit that white got is a 5-point. So white got 5-point Sente in this exchange. So the game is super close at this point. And later on something happened in the middle, and then white was able to revive this group and then finally win the game. But this was a very, very nice, exciting game. So I hope you enjoyed this one as well. And then finally, we will move on to this one. So and obviously, this is probably the most famous game of our century. I would say this is the only game. It's between Lee Sedol and AlphaGo, and then it's the only game where Lee Sedol won. So I guess at this point you already know which move I'm referring to. All of you guys are very, very probably very, very familiar with this move, and that is to, without further ado, this is the famous God move. That is the wedge at L11. This is move 78. It's very, very. It shows. I guess it shows. How much of a fighter Lee Sedol is. It's really, really amazing. But I want to provide some sort of a context for this move and explain you what is going on locally. So basically what happens is white needs to get something out of this area. If everything that white has inside here die, that's immediately game over, right? Lee Sedol would be behind by 20 points or more. So absolutely, Lee Sedol has to do something in here. So let's look at what if Lee Sedol just tries things like this. So if you try things like this, black is forced to basically prevent this breakout. This is also a Sente. And the next Sente that white can get is this one. So now black has to be careful, right? If black does not pay attention and then just like, hey, let me fix everything outside, white will Atari and then extend. And this is pretty much game over, right? Like these guys are captured. You cannot try to capture these guys because I can kill everything here. So yeah, so at this point there's no way to save the 3 stones, which means this 5 is a Sente. So what black needs to do is to connect here. So black can defend with this very nice Tesuji at G10. Well, why is that? Because if you still do the same thing, black can just get himself home like this. You no longer can drag this because I can capture. So this is a very neat move to save the 2 stones here. White will obviously go ahead and try to break out from this direction, but turns out that black can just extend. When you capture, I can go ahead and cut everything off. And now it is very, very difficult for white to do anything here, pretty much. If you play out this one, I can just do like, defend like this. there's nothing that white can do pretty much. I don't even know what white can do. This cut is not going to work out, and there's nothing going on outside. So white cannot do it this way, right? If he does it this way, there's no way. Lee Sedol could end up winning this game. So with that as our context, we can see why Lee Sedol says, let me play some smart moves, such as this wedge, and make some smart order, and then if black goes ahead and defend this wedge like this, then we would reach this. So white will Atari this first, and then Atari here, and then there's more Aji here. So black can still defend like this, and this is still a game, I think so. This is actually super complicated. This is already a ko, and white will probably make use of this cut. And then connect himself over here. So that's a way to defend. Black should actually play like this, and then Lee Sedol would not have any chance. This is a very, very good way to defend. But this is not what is played. But my point was, this makes things a lot more complicated, and this is a very, very fancy move that actually caused error for a computer. So the conclusion being that there shouldn't be anything in here. So I think black can defend with this one. This I already talked about, and also black can defend with this one. This is actually what AlphaGo has played. Lee Sedol plays this one, AlphaGo defends, and Lee Sedol decide to cut here. So AlphaGo right now still has many options here. The best move is probably to just protect like this, or just actually save the two stones over here is good enough. Looks like Lee Sedol has some stuff going on here, but black can actually just defend like this. White will double Atari, or Atari here. Black will connect, and then white takes. This is a ko, obviously, but now black can just hop out like this. When white connects, black can hop once again, and everything here becomes black's profits. So the loss over here is completely compensated by black's center. So that's still a losing game for Lee Sedol if AlphaGo played this way. But for whatever reason, this is not what AlphaGo played, and AlphaGo seemed to actually, has gone crazy and then just played whatever. And then we have all seen, if you have seen the game, AlphaGo actually just start to play really bad moves, such as this kind of wedge, giving Lee Sedol more profits, and later on AlphaGo lost the game. So very admirable fighting spirit from Lee Sedol for sure. Even if the move does not work, I guess its brilliance cannot be forgotten, right? Like, everybody remember this move, and it is actually the best move of our time. So really glad I had this chance to present you the three moves. Those are my favorite Tesujis, and I provided the context and everything. So I hope you guys really enjoy these beautiful moves. And what are your favorite Tesujis? Feel free to comment below the video and let me know, and we can discuss about them. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you guys next time. All right, thank you for watching. Later.